Go ahead.
Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I have come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual meaning.
Okay, let's go back to our discussion. This is the Mahanirvana. Okay, I think we stopped somewhere around here. You remember?
Let's see. I have come to that first matters not eternal. We have read this paragraph right here.
We read this one, right?
Yeah, and I think we started this next one too. I heard says not quite sure. Is now, yeah, we read that as I've come to Mount Sumeria. The state of Mogan Sparta's Bodhi, and then such people.
Not yet. This is not yet, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
Okay, go ahead.
And the innumerable people of the state of Magadha aspired to unsurpassed Bodhi. And when all such people had aspired to the great mind, all the grave sins of King Ajatasatru became light. And the king, the royal consort, the ladies of the harem, and the attendant females aspired to unsurpassed Bodhi.
What do you think?
So the king's deep repentance and his shame for his actions, and then choice to come with Javaka to see the Buddha and be vulnerable in front of the Buddha, to expose his faults and to show shame in front of the Sangha as well, led to a situation where the Buddha could provide these teachings for him and show that even the greatest sins are not fixed, that the outcome is not fixed. And we've talked about this a lot with the cause, condition, and effect. So the Buddha was working on the condition of the mind of Ajatasatru. Ajatasatru. And as part of this conversation, it led to all of these people in the assembly becoming inspired and aspiring to Bodhi. And so then this bad action that the king had taken, given that he had some wholesome mind states of shame and regret for those bad actions, in that setting, this has actually led to the cause of other beings giving rise to bodhicitta and that determination for enlightenment, so that has some balancing effect on the bad actions that King Ajatasatru did. And yeah.
So the bad action is a good condition for other people to generate the unsurpassed body. That's why the innumerable people be able to do that. That's why his sin became light. That's interesting. And the previous paragraph, we see that he said that, were on the one, if I have not met with you, the Tathagata were on the one, I would have to live for the innumerable yet of Karpas in the great hell, suffering their infinite pain. Now I am now fortunate to have met with you, the Tathagata. By virtue of having seen this Buddha, I can now crush all the defilement and the evil state of mind. That means he be able to crush all his own defilement and the evil state of mind. The Buddha said, "Oh, great king, well said, well said. I now know that you will surely destroy the evil state of the mind of being." Oh, then he said, then the king said, oh, world honored one, if I could well destroy the evil state of the mind of beings, I would well, I could well fall into the AVG hell and suffer great pain, therefore innumerable kappa, and I should not feel it at pain. This is important, right? So we understand this, right? Very clear.
Yes.
So you see that when we don't have fortunate to see the Buddha, and suffering is numerous and cannot be tolerated. But when we be able to see the Buddha or even the good advisor, right? The good white advisor, that will help us to be able to define no the be able to destroy the defilement of our own, as well we be able to generate the bodhicitta for ourselves and be able to help others to crush all the defilement of being, right, of our living being. And that's why he said that if I be able to do that, well, I will, even though I fall into the AVG hell and suffer great pain for that innumerable kappa, I should not feel it a pain. Just like the last time I gave you an example, just like in a family, we have the sibling is quell, quarreling, right? They fight each other and they cause a lot of pain to each other, suffering to each other. It's just like the hell on earth. But if we lucky enough to understand the Mahayana Sutra, not the Sutra in the Theravada, I have to mention that very clearly. So, because only the Mahayana Sutra be able to open our mind as vast as the mind, right? That means the bodhicitta. That's why we be able to see the suffering of other, and therefore be able to the loving kindness, compassion, the bodhicitta arrive from there, and we'll be able to stay out. That means physically we with them, but the mentally and the mind we are not with them. So even though we stay in the hell physically with them on earth, but we don't have the suffering just like they have. So that important. And I see that a lot. I also have a lot of experience with this thing for my own matter, personal matter, as well as when I say this to other, and I have the same feedback there from the other. One time this Vietnamese lady, she about right now, she about 68 years old, I think. One time she told me that when I my first time said the Buddhist psychology, the model with the Vietnamese class. Before that, she lived with a family, and in her family, her husband and her husband caused her a lot of suffering, and also the children as well. So she said that one time she said that I just want to jump onto the car and just press the gas pedal and just let the car run by itself wherever they go, even they hit whatever they hit, right? I just want to end my life. That's what she said. But when I said this model, she said that since that day, she be able to free from that suffering. She be able to use that model to contemplate every time she involved in any kind of suffering, for the anger arrive, and she be able to aware of her own anger, and she be able to stay free from the suffering other people cause from her, just like other people have no direct impact on her. That makes sense, right? So yeah, that when she gave me that feedback, I said, wow, I did not know that. The sharing I share is give them a direct positive, and it's a big positive effect, and that's wonderful. I think that I also heard a few stories like that too, not only from one person, but multiple. And I see that it did not because I said the teaching, but did because the Mahayana Sutra. This is the Buddha teaching from the Mahayana Sutra. The Theravada Sutra, they have no no capability to do that. Well, they give you very detailed technique to practice for your own personal, but it's not for the open mind. The open mind is the most important about. That's why in the Bodhisattva precept, right? One of the minor precept, the Buddha said that. He said that the Bodhisattva, if you are just the novice, right? The novice Bodhisattva practitioner should not read any Theravada Sutra. You know why?
I don't think I know the exact answer. My understanding is that it's because the Mahayana includes the Theravada already. It's more expansive than it. So there could be confusion if someone tries to go back and holds on to some of the stuff in that too strongly.
No, actually, the Theravada teaching is very good. It's a good teaching that it gives a good practice, but on the personal account. It's not on the level to affect others. So when we read that, we saw it really good and we easily attach to it. When we attach to it, we don't have the motivation to learn the Mahayana Sutra. So nothing wrong with the sutra in the Theravada. That's why the Theravada teaching is the foundation for us to be able. We should use the Theravada at the teaching at the foundation. But before we go back and learn the Theravada, we should be well understood about the Mahayana teaching. Therefore, we easily detach from it. We don't lean on the teaching of the Theravada. We learn, we understand it, we can use the technique, but we do not lean on it. That's important. Because I witnessed a few people, before they read the Mahayana Sutra, maybe they do not understand. They recite. And later on, they follow the Vipassana meditation. And I don't know how, why, they come back, they cursing the Mahayana teaching. That is dangerous. Very dangerous. Well, even though we don't like it, never say we don't like it, because that is also the Buddha teaching. The Theravada teaching is the Buddha teaching. So we should not say we don't like it. But because they do not understand the Mahayana teaching, that is their fault. That is not the Buddha's fault. Just like the sun, right? It's shining for all. But the one who fly, and you cannot see the sun, and that's your own fault. That's not the sun. So, and when I heard those people say something like that against the Mahayana teaching, I feel very sorry for them. I feel very bad. And I cannot do. Usually when they attach to it, doesn't matter what you say. You will create a condition for them to even cursing more. So I better keep myself silent instead. That's why in the Bodhisattva precept, the Buddha give a warning to us for this reason. Does it make sense, right?
Yes, Thai.
So but you yourself is okay because you have a very good understanding of Mahayana teaching. So it's a good thing to look into the Theravada as well. Okay, go ahead.
The king Ajatasatru spoke to Jivaka. O Jivaka, I am not yet dead, and yet I have a heavenly body. Casting away a short life, I have gained a long one, and I cause all beings to aspire to unsurpassed Bodhi. That is to say that this is the heavenly body, long life, and the eternal body, and this is a disciple of all Buddhas.
Wow. Okay.
So, after the people in the assembly aspired to Bodhi, the king's sins became light. So he must have felt that and had some change in his feeling and thinking. And he's very happy and has clearly had some level of realization, of clarity dawn on him about the Buddha way and aspiring to full enlightenment. And so here he's has this sense of knowing that what occurred in this conversation with the Buddha has resulted in his life being prolonged instead of dying younger, and that he feels that he's gained this eternal body as a disciple of all Buddhas.
You know the snake, right? When they one time they also have to peel off the skin, change the skin by peel off the skin. When the snake been peel off the skin, do you think they die?
No.
When the snake been peel off their skin, do you think that snake die?
Are you talking about like when they shed their skin? Or
Yeah, they said
oh. No, they don't die.
They don't die. Okay, so this is the same idea. This is just another analogy. Okay, so basically, the king, right? He due to the aspire to innumerable people to unsurpassed body, and that's why he became light, right? That means just like he changed totally, just like the human body been peeled off, right? Just like you peel off the human body, and you have the heavenly body. That were the meaning of life in this case. And the short life, right, become long one, right? Because that he caused so many people aspire to the unsurpassed body, that make him have a long life and make him have a heavenly body and make him have the eternal body. That means the Buddha, the nature. The Buddha nature is that means he have strong faith into the Buddha nature. And this is what the what this is a disciple of our Buddha should aware, should be able to attain. Yes, he not dead yet, but physical body is changed by the consciousness. His consciousness is changed. That make him feel like have a heavenly body. It not mean that physically heavenly body, but the mind itself. Okay. Right. Okay.
Right.
Any question?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Saying thus, he offered the Buddha various gem-studded hanging ensigns, flags, and parasols, incense, flowers, garlands, and wonderful music, and spoke in praise of the Buddha in a gatha. The true words are delicately set, in sentences all skillfully woven, the undisclosed store of deep meaning is opened for the sake of all beings. The implications are great and extensive, but told in simple ways for being's sake, perfect in all such words. He thoroughly cures beings. Any being blessed with hearing these words will definitely come to know, whether he believes or not, that all this is the sermon of the Buddha. All Buddhas always with soft words for being's sake explain what is coarse. The words softly spoken or coarsely spoken all turn up to end up in Paramartha Satya, ultimate truth. That is why I now take refuge in the world honored one. Just as the water of the great ocean is one that the Tathagata uses, this is the foremost meaning. Because of this, there are no words which are meaningless. The various and innumerable things that the Tathagata speaks now, heard by beings male and female, big and small, who all equally arrive at Paramartha Satya, carelessness, fruitlessness, birthlessness, and deathlessness, are all called great nirvana, and those who hear destroy all karmic results. The Tathagata becomes the compassionate father and mother to all beings. Know that all beings are all sons of the Tathagata, the world-honored one being compassionate, practiced penance for being's sake. It seems that man is much caught by demons or lost to madness. I now see the Buddha and am blessed with the good of the three actions of body, mouth, and mind. I pray that I shall turn this merit over to the unsurpassed way. I now make offerings to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and I pray that the three treasures will always exist in the world. The various merits that I gain will thoroughly crush the four maras of all beings. I made friends with evil ones, and there was no end of sins that pass in the three times. I now repent before the Buddha, and I pray that I shall commit no more sins in the days to come. I pray that all beings will aspire to Bodhi, and always think of all the Buddhas of the 10 directions. And I pray that all beings will eternally destroy the defilements, and that, like Manjushri, they will clearly see the Buddha nature. Then do you want me to read the next part too?
I'll stop right here. You can stop there.
Okay. Yeah, so King Ajatasatru gave the Buddha all of these different gifts and then spoke these words of praise describing, how subtle and wonderful the Buddha is using this language skillfully to help to illuminate this deep meaning of ultimate truth, and that what the Buddha preaches has these like extensive implications, but that it's preached in a simple way that matches the abilities of the people listening. Can you scroll down for me to help me remember the other part, just to the kind of that next page, just through the middle of it? Yeah, and that everything the Buddha preaches leads to the ultimate truth, and that's why he's taking refuge with him. Just as the water of the great ocean is one that the Tathagata uses. So the water of the great ocean is one. Oh, so like how whatever words the Buddha is using, that they end up in ultimate truth. And so that's just like the water of the ocean. Like it's all the water of the ocean. Even if you took out a little cup of it. So it's just the praise and how skillful the Buddha is, and Ajatasatru expressing his gratitude and understanding and faith in the Buddha and his wish that they always remain in the world, and that any merit that he's gained be dedicated to the Buddha way and liberating all beings.
Okay. Do you know the four mara? You know
Four maras.
what is
I mean,
mara?
would that be like ignorance, greed or desire, anger.
You know the word Mara come from where?
Sanskrit, right? Isn't that Mara the demon king? Like the one who
Yeah,
is
the demon king, that's correct.
Mhm.
And do you know what the four Mara in Buddhism?
I'm not sure. I would think it'd have to do with like greed and anger and ignorance.
Yeah, that is general, but actually the four Mara, it's the first one is the demon Mara, right? That is the first one. The second one is the death Mara. That means we die. Everybody's scared of death, right? So that is also considered Mara. Mara, that means optical. The meaning of Mara, that means optical of the path.
Mm.
Mm. So that also we scare, right? That's what called that is the second Mara. And fire irrigate, right? It's also the Mara. Because we attach to the fire irrigate at the cell, right? That is optical to the path. Does it make sense?
Yes, Ty.
And also the affliction Mara is also optical to the path. The defilement, or we call affliction or defilement. Mara is another one. So these are the four Mara that obstruct our practice to the path. And I hope I can explain in a way that you can understand.
Yes, yeah, that makes total sense.
Okay. So in here, and yeah, the Buddha is well spoken, right? And his word is very skillful, and that's why undisclosed the deep meaning, the store of deep meaning, right? And open to all being. And this is what difference between the Theravada Sutra and the Mahayana Sutra. Because the Theravada Sutra is direct meaning. They don't have much implicit meaning or the, what do you call, the metaphor meaning. But in the Mahayana teaching, it's different. They have a lot of it's metaphor. It's not the direct meaning, and therefore this is the one we understand that deep meaning, and that's why we be able to free from suffering. That's why they say, but told in a simple way for being sake. That means for the well-being of the being, right? And perfect in all such word, he totally kill being. That means kill what? Kill the sickness of the mind. Because we have 84,000 sickness of the mind. Therefore, the Buddha Dharma have 84,000 remedy to kill the sickness of our mind. Right? Any being blessed with hearing this word will definitely come to know, whether he believe or not, that this is the sermon of the Buddha. So let's say that at the beginning, we believe in Buddha or not, right? Just like the king, he not really have a full faith into Buddha. One, he be able to hear the word from the Buddha, he be able to understand it, and he be able to be benefit from it. And Buddha speaking can be both soft and coarse, depend on the situation, depend on the condition of the being, right? So he be able to very skillfully to be able to benefit in a way that make the great benefit to all being. And that's why the soft spoken or coarsely spoken or turn up to end up in the ultimate truth. That's the whole goal. To make sure he tried to turn the all being ignorant into the wisdom. That means the ultimate truth. That's why I now take refuge in the Word Honor One, not physically, but in the great being, the great enlightenment, the perfect, the one who are perfect in both wisdom and blessing. Just as the water of the ocean. E1 that Tagarat used, well, the ocean is represent for the great wisdom, but on the water of ocean, even just the water, that means they have the same taste, right? One will be able to taste the sweet dew of the water from the ocean. We also have the same taste of the liberation. I hope I give you some kind of you follow, right? Do you?
Yes.
This is the foremost meaning. Because of this, they know words are meaningless. That's why Buddha speak his word always benefit living beings, because his word represent for wisdom. There no wisdom word is meaningless. The myriad, the varied and innumerable things that the Tathagata speak on now, heard by being male, female, big or small, who are equal or right at the ultimate truth. That means to hear to the Buddha teaching, there is no discrimination, regardless who they are. Male, female, big, small, all kind being. One, they be able to hear the Buddha teaching, they are equally arrive to the ultimate truth. That means they will attain the Buddhahood. Causelessness, rootlessness, birthlessness, and deathlessness, because from the Buddha nature, this thing, they don't have the causeless. There is no cause, there is no truth, there is no birth, there is no death. But from the consciousness, yes, we do have. But from the Buddha nature or ultimate truth, this thing not appear. Because this, the cause, the truth, or the birth or the death only happen in the mind of the consciousness or the duality. Are all called great nirvana. You understand the difference between nirvana and great nirvana.
Yes.
Different.
Yes. Or nirvana is only the end of birth and death. Whereas like in the Lotus Sutra, it's addressed where Shariputra, when he thought he had reached true extinction, but then realized that he hadn't, that it was his mind was exercising distinctions. But that all phenomena have of themselves constantly borne the marks of tranquil extinction. So like once they someone attains the nirvana of the arhat, then there's like they haven't yet given rise to compassion, and that the great nirvana is the liberation that the mind experiences in the great nirvana is beyond what the normal nirvana. I think there must still be some, like a flower opening, there's still opening left to do. It seems that the movement towards compassion is one of greater confidence in the state, because like if one just keeps to oneself, it almost seems like there's a fragility to that state, where if I try to help someone else, then I could lose my clarity of mind if I put forth some sort of effort to help someone else. So there seems to be there's still limitations there, that when someone goes, beyond that, like the Buddha has no limitations. I mean, limitations in some sense. If someone is is not going to accept the Buddha's teachings, well, they're not going to accept the Buddha's teachings. So the Buddha can't make them. So there are, in that sense, there's limitations, but not in the sense that the Buddha is attached to that outcome or has a limitation with respect to time for helping that person. Like, okay, maybe the person doesn't accept it now, but maybe in a million lifetimes they will. And the Buddhist, like, patience is infinite, and yeah.
Wow, good, very good. So this is my understanding of the difference between the two. The goal of the Theravada teaching is to end suffering, right? That means no more birth and death. To attain the nirvana, that means no more birth and death. To escape from this Saha world of the world of suffering, right? And they view this world as the prison of suffering. So they one day be able to attain the Arahat, and when their body is done, they will enter into nirvana. At the beginning of the Buddha, when the Buddha is still in the world, right? At the beginning of its time to go out and teaching, and as the new monk, right, became attend the Arahat, and you know what? They want to kill themselves to be able to enter into the nirvana. That's how they view the world, because they see the world as the prison of suffering, and they don't want to be here at any moment. So that's why the Buddha don't allow them to do that, because that is the killing common, and that is not a good thing for the good model for the people to come, right? And that's why the Buddha prevent that. And he don't allow his disciple to do that. So the Mahayana teaching is different. The goal of Mahayana teaching is the Bodhicitta, the mind of benefit of other, due to the motivation of the loving kindness and compassion. And that is two different views. They totally opposite, right? And they have the same view. For example, the Buddha, Bodhisattva, and the Arahat, or Pasika Buddha. Okay, Pasika Buddha and Arahat, they have the same well, nirvana, right? The same meaning of that. But they are Buddha, Bodhisattva, Pasika Buddha, and Arahat. They look at all phenomena, include the living being, at illusion. They're not real, right? And therefore, the Arahat and Pasika Buddha, one day attend that, they say that all living being, even living being, it's not real. Then there's no motivation for me to practice bodhicitta, and that's why the emptiness of the Theravada is not clear. Okay. It's different from the emptiness in the Mahayana teaching, the Heart Sutra, the emptiness from the Heart Sutra. That is the ultimate teaching of the emptiness. And but the Buddha and the Bodhisattva, yes, they look at all the living beings at the delusion, include everything, right? Illusion, but their compassion and living kindness, loving kindness arise. Why? Well, to them, they see everything not real, but to the living being, they see everything real. Therefore, the compassion arise from their bodhicitta, make them to make sure that they try their best to rescue all living beings, to turn them from the mind see things as real to unreal. Does it make sense so far?
Yes.
Yeah, because we see everything real, right? That's why we suffer. And therefore, the Buddha come to the world and the Bodhisattva come to the world and teach us, okay, this is not real. So we practice okay, everything is, any kind of attachment is suffering. Everything in this world is impermanent, and everything in this world is no self. Therefore, we contemplate on this, and we be able to see things not real. So that's the whole goal of the Buddha, help us to practice, and this is what we call from the ignorance to the wisdom. This is, but the great nirvana is have another meaning is, yet the Buddha or Bodhisattva come to this world. Well, they pretend, right? Because they saw that this world, that a lot of living beings have the affinity with him. Good or bad doesn't matter. As long as they have affinity with him, that's why he come into the world and he attend the unsurpassed body or the Buddhahood, and he gave the teaching, help all the living beings that who have affinity with him, and one all the living beings been liberated, right? And he now enter into the great nirvana. That means pretend, not real, because the Buddha, the Dhamma body, it never die. It's a permanent. So therefore, he pretend to enter the nirvana, we call the great nirvana, and after that he go to different world system, and for wherever the living being have affinity with him, he continue on and do the teaching and do the help the living being over there, and he also, when it done, he also enter the great nirvana and keep doing that infinity life. Yeah. So this is the meaning of the great nirvana. Is that easy to see the the distinction of the between the two?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's why when we be able to hear the Mahayana teaching, our defilement, it will be lighter, right? We will be less. And that means suffering is less. And even though we still live in this world and among all the suffering things, right? We not really have a direct impact, effect by them. That is the good teaching of the Mahayana teaching. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay. Oh, we still have a very short. We can go ahead and finish it. Okay, go ahead.
Then the world honored one praised King Ajatasatru. Well said, well said. If one aspires to Bodhi, know that this adorns all Buddhas and the masses. O great king, you once, in the past, at the sight of Buddha Vipasyan, aspired to Bodhi, and ever since then, up to the time when I appeared in the world, you have never once suffered the pains of hell. O great king, know that bodhicitta, the resolve to gain enlightenment, generates innumerable karmic effects. O great king, from now onwards, always cultivate bodhicitta. Why? Through this, you can thoroughly make away with an innumerable number of sins. Then King Ajatasatru and all the people of the state of Magadha stood up from their seats, walked around the Buddha 3 times, drew back, and returned to the palace.
Okay, so yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So the Buddha is praising bodhicitta here in this last paragraph, and says that in the past, in a previous life, with another Buddha, the king aspired to Bodhi, and since then he'd never had to suffer in the house, and that the that cultivating bodhicitta generates karmic situations like the one he has now, where he took actions that violated bodhicitta, but he has this beautiful situation where he was able to then speak with the Buddha about his regret and avoid the evil paths again. And so this is something we've been talking about in our discussion of bodhicitta. How is it's like not only is it they're benefiting all, like benefit other beings, but it also protects us from, you know, the poisons in our own mind.
Mhm. To protect us from fall into the evil path, right? That's a good thing. You know this Buddha?
Vipassana? I've heard it before. Vipassana Buddha, yes.
This is the first Buddha of the seven Buddha in the past.
Okay.
Let me see.
Right, because we're in a good kalpa, there'll be 1,000 Buddhas. So
No, yeah, in this kappa, right? Right now we have 1,000 Buddha to go. That means Sakyamuni Buddha is the fourth, right? That means before that we have three Buddha. The previous one is the Kassapa Buddha. The before that we have another Buddha. I don't know the English name. And this one right here is the first. It 997 Buddha in the previous kappa. Before our kappa.
okay.
And he is the first one, the first Buddha of the seven past Buddha, include the Sakyamuni Buddha.
Okay.
And that means that's how long that this king been initial aspired to the bodhicitta at that time, right? And
Yeah.
not long till now, it's a long time. It's not short.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And he met a Buddha in the past.
Right. It for a long time, up to now, he never fall into any evil path.
Yeah, and he's born as a king.
Yeah, because
Living pretty well.
yeah, that means the bodhicitta include in this lifetime, he killed his own father, and the bodhicitta will still help him to protect him. How do we know the bodhicitta protect him in this lifetime?
How do we know in this lifetime?
Yeah,
Protects him.
through the story.
Well, one is that he had a very favorable situation. He had Javaka who cared for him and brought him to the Buddha, and he had an affinity with the Buddha.
Right.
So it suggests that he developed these affinities in past lifetimes, being caring to other people.
Mm-hmm. That means that the Jivaka is the very good advisor of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without this good advisor, he will fall into hell.
Yeah.
Due to this good advisor, therefore, he'll be able to see Buddha. And that is the bodhicitta puts him to have this good advisor with him all the time and protect him. Yep. So when we generate the bodhicitta, right, we resolve the bodhicitta, and we will not be alone by ourselves. Even though throughout evolve throughout numerous lifetime in the samsara world, that means the death and rebirth cycle, the Bodhisattva and the Buddha are always with us. They never they always keep an eye on us, basically. So that is a good thing. So that's why this one right here, last one right here, it gives us a very strong faith into the bodhicitta. And you know what? The bodhicitta is very important. If we practice and we always generate the loving kindness and compassion, and we always create our own vow to benefit others, and we keep remind the vow to ourselves every day. And you know what? Near that situation, this one will help us a lot. At that moment, the only wish we want to wish is to make sure that we remember our bodhicitta. We make sure that we remember our vow, because that will generate the immense consciousness and immense vow in the right way, that will never, if with that mindset, we never fall into the evil realm. Does it make sense?
Yes, Ty.
This
Yes.
this is very important.
Yeah.
So fortunately, we be able to learn this kind of concept, bodhicitta. That is the huge blessing, because not many people understand the concept of the bodhicitta, even in the Vietnamese community. For a long time, Buddhism, and they still not be able to understand. Even though myself, before I became a monk, I'm not yet understand the bodhicitta, until when I become a monk and I be able to see the book from the Tibetan and read about it, and I read the Adornment Flower Sutra, and I saw that. I said, wow. I said, yeah, this is perfect. It matched with my my interest and matched with my own mindset. And that's why from that time I look into it and I see it's very important teaching. Yeah, anyway. Any other question before we can we call for the day?
No, no. Just I found a cool picture I was antiquing, and I just want to send you an
Okay,
image of this.
you can show to me. Go ahead.
I'm gonna text it to you. I've never seen
I give you the host. I'll give you the co-host. Go ahead and share to us so we can see it.
oh, it's not on my computer. I'm gonna text it to your phone.
Okay, let me see.
This is that's the one I just sent you is an edited version. I'm gonna show you the zoomed out version of it too. I found this at an antique store in Louisville when we were down there for the camp. And
Oh, this is the picture I have on my Facebook,
yeah,
right?
it's Padmasambhava. It's very similar. I think the one you have is maybe slightly different. So it's made out of thread. It's not a painting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like fabric. Those
Oh,
are, if you
okay.
zoom in, you may be able to see it.
Okay, let me show on the. Oh, this is beautiful. This is similar to the one I have on my Facebook.
And I think it's all done by hand. Like it was the person selling it says they bought it maybe like 30 years ago in Atlanta,
Wow.
and they
It's,
think it's handmade. And I haven't been able to find anything like it online so far. I can see like paintings like it or maybe silk thangkas. But
mm.
this, I don't think this is a silk thangka. This is made out of a different type of thread, I think.
No, let me see. I want to see where I'm still. Okay, okay. Hold on. I am learn to how to. Okay, got it. I just saw the picture here. Oh, where the other picture? I thought I have two pictures. What happened to you? Okay, all right. Oh, I thought I saved two pictures. Where are you?
Hmm.
Oh, okay, okay. One more. Okay, let me do another one. Okay. Okay, let me share that so everyone can see it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar to the one I have on my Facebook. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm very curious to find out, see if I can find out like who made it
Uh,
because it's a style I haven't seen before done this way.
okay. Let's. Where are you? Oh, oh, the picture, take it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, this is the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the the mm, the older brother of Van Bu, right? I forgot the
I
English.
think it's Padmasambhava.
Not at Sangha, not at, not too sure.
I think Padmasambhava.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you. Let's show another picture.
I've seen other pictures of this is a very common Thangka like painting Padmasambhava, but I've never seen it this size and done in thread before.
Okay, this is the two I have. Yeah, not totally similar, but
Yeah, is that is that Shanti Deva?
no, this is
No,
Asanga.
Sangha.
Asanga. Asanga. That means the older brother, and the other is yeah. They are the two brothers. Remember,
Oh yes, yes.
Asanga is the older one. They are the same mom, but father, but different mom, right?
Yeah.
Um. So let me see video. Okay.
If you look up Padmasambhava, you'll see the same image, but just done it's done either in like the silk thread
Oh,
stuff or it's done in painting.
okay. You okay? You mean this name right here?
Yeah, I put it into the chat there.
You mean this?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But I even took the picture I took and I put it into Google Lens to see if I could find anywhere online that has the same like the same image like with the with being made of thread, and I couldn't find anything.
So, but what they did? What the story about this thing?
He's like I think he's considered in Tibet. I think they considered him like a Buddha, but he was really influential in Tibetan Buddhism.
I think it's just like the magic sun. That means the mantra, right? That he used. Or
Well, he was from an area that was famed for its magic,
hmm,
and so he was a member of the Yogacara sect
hmm.
and taught at Nalanda in India.
Buddhist study in and invited. He was invited to the Tibetan king, and did he wrote any book?
I think I think you may have got clicked the link and gotten onto the Mahayana.
You mean the Mahayana?
Yeah, because it looks like in the upper left it says Mahayana now. I think you may have left the Padmasambhava page.
You mean this?
I think you may have clicked something and left the Padmasambhava page.
Oh, I did.
I think so, because it just says the Mahayana now. Oops. There you go. So he was invited to Tibet to help exorcise some demons that were causing earthquakes
Okay.
and were keeping a monastery from being constructed.
Mm-hmm.
they
Wow.
said.
Okay, yeah, this is what they said. Okay, interesting.
Oh, you just scrolled down. Okay, so it's very short. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, it's just it went into describe Buddhism in general after that.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. That's good enough for now. So let finish this thing. Okay. All right, go ahead, William.
May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
Good, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
see you next week. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Have a good one.
Mhm.